everyone. This is Arlette Shohmelian. I'm the founding director of Parentry. I'm a positive mindset coach as well as a parent coach. I empower my clients to find emotional balance and inner resilience by programming their minds to develop a positive mindset in their personal and or professional life from a place of ease and alignment to life's challenges in their personal or professional life. Today's topic is about forgiveness. How do we teach forgiveness to our children? This topic this topic was something that we discussed in Women in Wisdom today, and it just stimulated my thinking, and I wanted to do a small video to explain to you how we ask children to say sorry, or how to teach them forgiveness. When children do something wrong, most of the time we tell them, go and say sorry. Go and say sorry to the other person. So a lot of the time, children don't have that, or they haven't yet developed that capacity, that understanding of what they've done was wrong. So we ask children to go to say sorry. So the children go and they say sorry. Now we need to make sure that we explain things to our children. It's not only enough to say sorry, because guilt might be attached to it. So when we are trying to explain something to our children, when they are doing something wrong, it's important that we don't attach guilt to it. We don't criticize them for their the behavior. We don't label them, and we don't ask them to say sorry if they choose not to, because it's important to explain to kids that this is what happened, and this is what you've done, and this is what the other person felt like, how you would have liked if this was happening to you. And if you believe that what you've done is something that you wouldn't like to repeat, would you like to go and to talk to the other person to apologize? Now, this is what we can do. This is the steps that we can take to ask children to say sorry, children, teenagers, whoever, for them to understand what went wrong, and for them to have a choice whether or not they would like to go and to apologize. Because once children or anybody understands what they've done is wrong, then automatically they would want to go and to apologize. Now, it's important that we also teach children forgiveness, because forgiveness is one of the things is that it's so important, and many adults struggle with forgiveness. It's not easy to forgive. It's not easy to forgive all the resentment, the anger, whatever people accumulate in their emotions. It's not easy to forgive, because whatever happens in your life, it is part of your identity. It becomes part of your identity, and it becomes difficult to let go of all those emotions. But it's important to understand that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiveness means remembering without anger. Because if we're carrying things inside of us that is bothering us, that it's triggering us, it's limiting us, it's restricting us. So we need to teach our children from young age what forgiveness means, because when we don't forgive, we carry that baggage, we carry that that toxicity in our body, we carry that negative emotions, and we want to teach our children to forgive. So it's important to have certain dialogues, certain explanations with our children about forgiveness, that we forgive because forgiveness doesn't necessarily have to do with the other person, but forgiveness has got to do with us. Because when we are carrying all those emotions, when we are upset, and when we still have it in us, it's going to make us feel more sad. It's going to affect the way we think, feel, and behave. Don't ever think that children are too young to understand these things. We were not brought up in a certain way, and in adulthood, we found things that we should have learned while we were growing up. Schools should be focusing on these sorts of things to develop the emotional, the social emotional side of children. But unfortunately, it's not happening everywhere. But try to speak to your children when somebody does something to them, instead of provoking them, instead of creating that anxiety, or creating a story, creating resentment or anger in them. Try to diffuse it. And the only way to diffuse, we can have a chat with our children to say that, this and this happened, but it's important to forgive, because when we forgive, we liberate ourselves. When we forgive, we feel free. When we forgive, we deal with situations in a healthier manner. Obviously, it's much easier to learn these sorts of skills from a young age. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. If any of these information resonates with you, and you would like to have more tips how to handle certain situations with your children, just get in touch. Direct message me either through Instagram, Messenger, or LinkedIn. See you next time. Thank you.